Mike, congratulations. Welcome to San Diego. This has to be very exciting for you.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. Super excited. Very grateful and ready to get started.
We were just talking off camera a little bit about the comfort level for you. I don't know of another manager who has been a bigger part of an organization for the better part of 2 years and then all of a sudden takes over as the manager. You have to feel very ready, very comfortable to take over this position.
Very much so. A lot of relationships already established in the clubhouse, on the staff, clearly the front office, player development. So, as we look to continue to unify the Padres and making sure, we continue to be on the same page for sustainable, longer-term success, these last 2 years have been really, really valuable.
My understanding is you're also not just at the major league level, because we saw plenty of you up here, but also getting a feel for the rest of the organization and the development system.
It's part of my background. I enjoy it. I was good to get back to some of my grassroots and be able to do that. Put together in concert with the player development department last spring training a prospect camp. We lasted a little over a week. Was able to get, Bob and almost the entire staff and Blake Snell and Matt Carpenter and Crony to all speak to all the younger players, and it worked really well. Created those relationships. Went back and watched San Antonio play in the playoffs end of the season. Been in the instructional league, so a lot of touch points with those younger players, and that helps from both ways, right?
3 out of 4 years getting to the postseason with the Cardinals. A lot of success with the Cardinals. I've always kind of been amazed by your resume. It reminds me a lot of Brian Snitker's situation with the Atlanta Braves, who were with an organization for so long in so many different capacities that I think the best managers that I've been around, the Terry Franconas of the world and guys like that, have done a little bit of everything to get to where they are today. How much of the time you spent in the Cardinals organization is part of your makeup philosophy of being a manager?
Oh, it's huge. First of all, I got in as a scout. We never played at the big league level or the minor league level, and I was a very below average college player at UNC Asheville, and so didn't have any illusion of being a professional coach of any level, much less a manager. So I started out scouting, and the organization was really good to me, gave me a lot of opportunities and people that saw something in me that I didn't even know I had in me, and then groomed me and showed me and taught me and mentored me, and just an amazing opportunity. And the organization was really good, gave me more opportunities to run spring training and instructional leagues and managing the rookie ball. And Don, when I thought I was managing Johnson City, I was like, I'm done it. I've made it, man. I'm going to stay here for the next 30. And I honestly would have been okay with it. And then I went to Double A. I was like, okay, this is great. And then went to Triple A, and I said, wow, the big leagues is right there. But candidly, had no real desire, because I was rightfully taught just to be a good organizational guy. And ultimately it's about the players.
I guess that's kind of where you want to go with this club and the way you view things, from not just here but from A-ball on up.
Yeah, I think it's important. That's the one thing that I feel confident about is taking place in our player development here with the Padres. Raleigh Westman leads that group. He's got a lot of really good baseball people that are teaching the game using the modern technologies to assist in what that looks like. But it's really a lot of quality instruction taking place down there, a lot of attention to detail. And, again, you show up and watch a game, you call it every night. You've seen it for years. You've seen World Series clubs. The teams that play good, solid, fundamental baseball consistently are the ones that, based on their talent level, get as far as they're capable of getting. And that's ultimately my job, is to help work with our staff in concert with our players, play the game the right way, consistently, regardless of circumstance, and get the most out of whatever club we have. And if we have a championship caliber club, then fantastic. If we have a club that can, be in the wild card, great. But I'm confident that AJ's done a great job of supplying us talent, and it's our job to make sure we fine tune it.
You've been here the last couple of years. You've seen what has gone on in this town the last couple of years. 61 sellouts last year. You have to be very excited to now be at the helm of this club.
This place is amazing. It really is. It's a fun atmosphere. The ballpark's, of course, beautiful and is standing the test of time. It has become one of the most, scenic, beautiful ballparks in the game, which is saying something. We have a lot of great stadiums in our league, but the fans, I just love it because of the passion. It's enthusiastic. The stadium operations group does a fantastic job of fan engagement. It's just a big, fun party. And also what I love about it is we have guys that like to perform. We have some guys that, we didn't win as many games as we'd have liked to last year. That's clear. But there's entertainment taking place on that field every night with the players that we're running out there. And now we want to make sure we're having that kind of excitement with the players and enthusiastic, and that relationship with our fan base, and then also shake some hands.
Let's talk about some of those players. You're right. There are a lot of superstars here, and I know you've managed superstars, future Hall of Famers as well. But there is a bit of a challenge sometimes, I would think, for managers when you're dealing with that high level of a player. That said, these guys already coming in.
Right. Yeah. No, we've got a good group of guys in the clubhouse. They all are sincere, want to win, dedicated, professional. There's a reason why they've become the players they are. Clearly, they're talented. So I'm excited to work with them. That's how, in my view, it works. It's what I would call like a two-way transparency. I'm going to create some expectations. That's part of my job, but I'm going to do it in concert with them. And then they also have the freedom, and I'm sure they'll take me up on it, of sharing their views of how they see things. And then we work together and come up with, how we are going to compete and what that looks like and what that standard is. And we have a high standard, and we're not going to apologize for it. And I'm comfortable and confident this group's going to lead it.
You talk about competition. I heard you say during your press conference you're looking at a division win, because that's something that has eluded the Padres, even though they've gotten to the postseason a couple times the last few years. Is that, I know it's tough now because your roster is not complete, but is that something that is you kind of a goal for yourself heading in?
I think it has to start there. I mean, I will say we talk about winning a World Series, and that's healthy and that's great. I had a mentor of mine, her name was Jane Duvall, when I was coaching at West Charlotte High School 100 years ago. And we're going to win the state championship, and we're going to do this. And she's like, don't forget to take the steps it takes to do it. And it was just good advice. And clearly I've always remembered it, 30 plus years later, or at 30. But we got to start being more competitive in our division. The last couple of years you look up and we're just been out of it. And so there's a lot to be said for competing on a day-to-day basis that creates that grind. And I think grind's a favorable word. I don't view it as a negative word, but creates that grind to create that day in, day out commitment to win that shows up in a competitive division race. And we've got a really good division, obviously. National League champions come out of our division. I respect everyone in our division. Clearly they're good clubs, but ultimately, Don, it's how we play against ourselves and how we perform. And I do expect us to compete for our division and start there.
Well, I'm so excited. You are the new manager of the San Diego Padres. Thanks for the time with us.
Thanks, Don. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.